I like to believe that the impossible can become possible. Is creating a standardization, uniform for all the countries. For that stage, we can accelerate many other things.
This episode was recorded live at Digital Construction Week at the Excel in London, where I interviewed some of the best and brightest in the built environment for a revealing look at innovation and technology. Jose is the founder and CEO of DiRoots, a custom software and BIM consultancy company with over 15 years of experience in the AEC and manufacturing industries, aiming to transform global communities. As an expert in BIM strategies and automation, Jose and his team at DiRoots develop and implement innovative solutions to enhance efficiency and productivity, which stems from his genuine passion for researching, exploring, and advancing the BIM automation field. The vision for DiRoots is to create affordable, intelligent, and innovative digital tools that will help designers, contractors, and manufacturers disrupt and automate traditional workflows. With over 200 successful custom digital applications under his belt, Jose has won numerous awards and recognitions for his work, crediting this success to his visionary and creative thinking, grounded in teamwork, simplicity, and excellence. Custom digital software has the ability to transform the construction industry, but only if it's accessible and not siloed in singular organizations across the supply chain. So let's dig into this digitization and find out how customization is helping improve projects and streamline processes. Jose, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for the invite as well, Peter. Anyway, first of all, anyway.
Excellent. So just so I get that pronunciation correct, is it Jose?
Well, everyone talks. Let me clarify that. I have no problem because that's always a good point, because most people call me Jose or the British way, Jose. But however, I'm not Jose or Jose because I'm Portuguese.
Okay.
So we pronounce Jose. But if you want, you can call me my nickname Zé as well. But don't you? Maybe it's more confusing as well.
Too much to remember already.
Again, Peter, Jose, or Jose, which is the right one.
Jose.
You go for it,
Jose,
okay?
right,
I have no problem with that,
right.
Okay, at all.
Excellent, right. So let's start at the beginning. Okay.
Are we going to start Jose or Jose?
What was the nickname?
Zé.
Okay,
you can go for Zé. Okay, it's easy.
That's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Zé. Let's start at the beginning. Okay?
All right.
As the founder and CEO, you've spearheaded DiRoots' growth, leveraging your expertise in BIM and automation to develop innovative solutions tailored to clients' needs. But how did this all start? Take us through the DiRoots evolution.
I love that part, honestly, and I thank you for the question, because this is one of the questions that many people don't know.
Yeah.
How we start, or I started, in fact. If you don't mind, let me allow me to put some history into that moment. Unfortunately, like many histories like mine, all starts from a redundancy package.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I was the UK BIM director for WSP on the building service team. They made me redundant, and suddenly, I was looking for something else. It wasn't not the greatest time at that time.
Yeah.
It was 7 years ago.
Okay.
In more or less this time, to be frank with you. And at that time, I was looking for work, and nothing really happens. And I went to an interview, here in the UK, even went a couple of abroad as well. But after that last interview, I said to myself, no, I'm sorry, I'm fed up of being just an employee.
Yeah.
And I suddenly, because I have some, protection, let's say a little bit protections, almost 4 months paid in advance, which at that time probably only 3 or 2 left. Mm-hmm. I decided the journey. And when I decided the journey anyway, I was alone, to be frank with you. I even invited a few people to come along the journey. I only said to them, I believe in automation. I believe in software. We want to help people to deliver and create better tools so they can be more efficient. At that time, nobody really wanted to join me, and nobody believed the story, because I told me, look, I want to be the number one when it comes to Revit. And they said, even they laugh. That was 7 years ago. like I said, more or less during this time. However, things move, and definitely today we achieve that, because, okay, we have the best free tools in the market. So, but anyway, but it's another story.
Yeah.
But that's more or less the story. And we focus mainly on, software and creating tools with our products and, delivering other tools for customizations for our clients.
Okay, excellent. So let's get into that a little bit more.
Okay, sorry.
A key part of what you deliver is the bespoke nature of the software that you provide. And we know that nearly every construction project will be different in some way, hence the bespoke nature. But this can cause problems with workflows and efficiencies. So why is it so important to offer a customizable approach to the software that you provide?
So we have our products, which provide, a fixed ways of doing things anyway. So on the bespoke side, on the custom side, I always find it very interesting because even we see we have clients coming to us just for project specific requirements because their client, they want this way and that way. Achieving whatever they want, the A, B, or C, for example, in ways, it takes time so many times. Those are easy. And, when there is a nature where, for example, there's time to be safe, because at the end, when you want to invest in custom software, you need to look for a return, okay? Custom software will be always more expensive because you have to create something from scratch and there will be different costs. So for sure, you need to find, but other ways as well, I've seen a lot of cases like this where people used to pay, tools, subscription tools for other third-party companies that call our way that, like us, for example, we have the popularity related to Revit, others, which they used to spend a lot of money in these third-party applications, plugins, add-ons, or add-ins. So, and, with large teams, a large cost, some of them start to realize that maybe if I create my own tool, and I do the way I need, on my way, not the software way, that it takes the rule, because at the end, when you get a routine, we are on the routine. It could be your routine or could be ours routine. You see my point? So that's, people are seeing value on that. And we have seen clients replacing full packets of paid tools, which could be quite expensive, on the early basis, and replacing for a much less cost. Of course, the initial cost can be high, but at the end, it will be, the upgrades will be much lower, I will say.
And it's bespoke to them as well.
Yeah, and it's more efficient to them. It is the way you want. And of course, there are limitations in terms of APIs or what we can do software. But that's the beauty of the customization. We create tools in the way that the client wants to, the outputs or wants to, and it's just not about automation many times. Let's be clarify that point. It's about also enhancing workflows in many ways, reducing the error, the human error. That's important. It happens, and making things more efficient in terms of data accuracy. Because with tools, and remember one thing, very important part of software, if we have rules, we can automate, we can make something or even improve. With no rules,
You
can't help.
Yeah. And then it just becomes an absolute nightmare because everyone it's the Wild West, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And believe when it comes to modeling, and it is a Wild West because you can achieve results, in different different approaches. You can get the same results in different ways, which is even for us is hard.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, excellent. You've made significant strides in streamlining design, construction, digital technology processes for your clients worldwide. So can you share some examples of how you've empowered construction companies to overcome challenges, improve collaboration, and eventually achieve better results?
Yeah, I like the better results part, honestly.
I mean, it's all about the results, isn't it?
It's also in collaboration as well. We honestly, in a customization side, we're not been working a lot in the collaborative way. People come to us with a very specific routine. So there's no much opportunities for us to help that, even though we can do. And, there is ideas I have for maybe something in the future. We'll never know. But in terms of results, look, we have cases, for example, I was looking one we did for Kingspan. OS is a Brazilian company. Kingspan is international, but a Brazilian company. And we create, an automation from DWG to Revit, you see, which a lot of people still do that. They do the work in AutoCAD and then they convert into Revit.
Okay.
Many architects, for example, they still have this routine, in the early stage of design, or when they do small corrections before they go and alter the model or modify the model. in that case, for example, we received DWGs. They were working with two specific architects for two specific clients. They're working only on the wall, on the cold areas of the back of house of the supermarket, which they were part of the scope to delivering these installation walls.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the details, to be frank, but even the seals they were, some parts, and from a week work, they used to take to deliver a part of the project because they were just have a small scope. They used to take a week, about 48 hours, also 40 hours, 48 maybe. We reduced that to 1 hour. So So from a DWG, we convert like the 3D model. From the 3D model, we set up the drawings for them automatically, and even with on the bill of materials. So everything extract, put everything ready to go as per the client. Of course, there will be a few things to adjust, but you see, that's a great example. There are others that we did as well in many, many ways. Unfortunately, some of them that cannot, mention, but we have cases that we have delivered over 90% of time savings.
Wow.
Just put a number then, and in some cases we're talking about 1,000 hours, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But there are many, many other cases, but that is an easy one, very and easy to explain and easy to understand. 2D to 3D, plus, the package ready almost. You take it.
Of course, and I suppose explaining that to potential clients as well. It's the beauty of what you provide. It's complex, but in describing it, the output, it simplifies things for clients.
Yeah, exactly. And these always, best way is always see the video.
yeah. Rely on the video.
And the magic happens.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so got a stat here. A survey in 22 conducted by Flowformer discovered that 90% of people were still using outdated business processes running through email, Excel, and paper, which I suppose is a bit notorious in this industry. But I suppose that's kind of the tip of the iceberg to what goes on in some organizations. Mm-hmm. And there's loads of other challenges we could talk about. From your perspective, from the technical and the digital side of construction, what challenges should we be facing head on? What do we need to correct as an industry? As an industry,
I learned a few years back as well. I also done a master's in BIM a few years back. And one of the problems I realized, well, probably we all know that is, and what is essentially BIM is trying to help is the communication and collaboration. That's the big keys. And I think with software today, we have improved a lot, that process, in terms of communication, because we can communicate through a model, and even I remember when I used to lead, my teams, modeling teams, when I was at, for example, at other companies like McDonald's, I told them, you cannot just, put, when you send an email to your engineer asking for, help or assistance, or reporting a problem, you cannot make a sentence or two. You need to add the graphic, the visual part, the graphicals to that. And even at that time, I set up a way for them, very simple way. Okay, you should report a problem or one specific area because of coordination issues. At that time, we were doing the MEP part, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, very always complex and very always crowded in many areas. So we have to talk, and I told them, look, you need to take a plan, a section, and even a small 3D model export as DWFX at that time. So we can communicate. But going back to the point, yes, that's what I learned, communication, collaboration. Fortunately, I think technology can help. But however, one of the things I learned as well is about having rules and discipline.
Okay.
Within the teams.
Right.
And, you need to tackle that. You teach people to incentivize people to use this technology to communicate these issues, in the right way. Otherwise, we're never going to be efficient. And we have still a lot to do. Yeah. Of course, the standardization as well, the process will help in many, many ways. But also one, I think, challenge I have seen as well is there are many, many clients, and especially maybe because we have a different exposure to the market. Like you mentioned in the beginning, we were working, all around the world. In fact, we have clients from Australia, Indonesia to the US. So we cover all, even recently we managed to get one client in Africa who was missing.
He was missing.
He was missing. So what happens is, there's different ways of working. There's different standards as well. In the future, and I have said that many times in the past, I think it's impossible, but I like to believe the impossible can become possible, is creating a standardization, uniform for all the countries, in a way. And I think it will be beneficial. And for that stage, we can accelerate many other things. including the, what we can take with AI, but maybe we can talk about later.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's move on to that then. So the global BIM market a couple of years ago was valued at 7 billion. And it's projected by 2030 to reach 17 billion.
Well, that's nice to know.
So
I didn't know that
you're in the right place. But this will only happen with software like DiRoots leading the way in technological innovation. But where do you see the growth coming from, and what technology will drive this growth?
Well, in terms of technologies, it's very, very hard because I see a lot of technologies now emerging right now.
Okay.
And one thing I learned with the history, since I started DiRoots, we cannot predict what is coming next. Even I look, there was I done some nice research like 5 years ago when before I went for a conference in Australia, and my topic I was trying to understand the impact of Industry 4.0 in the industry. Okay. And I believe I lost hours and hours and hours of research trying to listen to the most intelligent people in the world talking about talking about these subjects. And a few of them said, we don't know what is coming next. What we see even today with ChatGPT and all the forms are coming up, everyone is trying to strive something, is amazing. And I don't even think people are being honest, what is coming anyway. Yeah. And, and I've seen a lot of, great comments, but also I'm a bit like Elon Musk on his aspect, I'm a believer there's a big thing happening anyway, but technically speaking, I don't know technology. I see great things like, of course, in the AI field, digital twins, Internet of Things, big data, all of that is coming, even blockchain, we've been talking about this, but to be frank with you, I heard some of them 10 years ago.
Okay.
But it's still, getting there. Even digital twins is starting now pop up. And even we see a few stunts with some stuff on that, but I don't know. I don't want to answer. Well, no answer. I just can't predict.
Yeah.
I know AI will be a big driven, but again, AI likes rules. And, you know what I meant? Whenever we got rules, we can get, more rules, more specification, more standardization, and probably uniform, globally. That will be the ideal scenario. Maybe then it will, anyway, AI will be interesting.
That's a really good answer. And from what I've learned over the last 2 days, I agree with you that we can talk about blockchain, we can talk about AI, we can talk about all this, this tech that's coming through. But it's the unknown that I think will drive, and it'll be the people that eventually decide. But
I like that unknown, honestly.
It's the unknown that will drive it eventually, and we just don't know what that will be yet. I don't think we do.
We don't know.
So,
for sure.
Finally, then.
Okay.
Quick question. We're here at Digital Construction Week, second day. Give us your thoughts.
Well, I must admit, I haven't really had much time to walk over the space. I only walk a little bit, so today I will do it. But it's my second time on the event, and we'll be next year will be the first for sure. I love to be back to London because I grew up in London, my career grew up in London, started in London here. Now I moved back to Portugal. So it's always nice. Sorry for this personal note. But yeah, he's been fantastic. I can see there's a lot of people here. He's full again. Yesterday was exciting. I see a lot of people coming motivated, to see what he's been offering here.
Yeah.
Me too, I'm curious to see, but definitely he's been a great event. And if you haven't come this year, honestly, I will invite anyone to come. Plus, it's a free event, so why not?
Yeah, and it's 10 years next year as well.
Yeah, exactly. 10 years.
Yeah.
I saw that, honestly, because I received the invite to come next year. And it was that. But most of what I will say for us as well, from the DiRoots perspective now, we know for us, our users, which we have quite a lot number, far as I know, is over 400,000, users right now.
Nice.
Believe me, we will carry on our journey. And this year we have exciting news, especially for the architectural side. We will invest heavily on the architectural side. And next year we'll be stronger than ever. And we are changing. I think we are doing a good journey. I will carry on. But thank you, Peter, for the.
I look forward to seeing
next year as well.
Yeah, look forward to seeing you next year. Bigger, stronger, and better.
For sure, believe me. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Peter. Take care. Thank you.